Heidi Montag, who is pitted against Spencer Pratt in a virtual reality podcast on Page 6, said that they were invited by a friend who has subsequently become friends with the Sussexes, but neither the Hills star nor the Just Go With It actress would reveal who this buddy is. Fans may presume that since they felt the need to bring it up on a podcast, it's someone well known. Moreover, because the Sussexes' boasted list of well-known pals has drastically shrunk over the last several months, it should not be too difficult to narrow it down now that they are no longer in contact with us. Pratt explains that the person in question would rather hang out with Harry and Marl over the hills in the virtual reality podcast on Page 6. We are no longer asked to parties, unlike in the past. Montag continues, and her husband adds some more details. We've been denied access ever since they entered the picture. Pratt can't resist criticizing Harry and Marl for their $20 million Spotify podcast agreement gone awry. According to Crystal, the creator of Pratt Daddy Crystal, whose podcast with the Montag is featured on Spotify's Ringer podcast network, if Meghan and Harry had played the game, their Spotify partnership would not have been revoked. Alright, so let me just state that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are attempting to make a name for themselves in Hollywood following their failed Spotify venture. It was humiliating for them both, but the insider spilled the beans. Both of them were inspired to keep going after Spotify's demise. The source went on to say that despite the setbacks, the Jeep is planning a comeback, particularly now that Meghan has signed with talent agency WME. They were essentially fired by Spotify, which is embarrassing, but Harry, Meghan, and Al are fighting back, sharing their side of the story and admitting that they have made mistakes, but they have big plans for the next endeavor. Meanwhile, Bill Simmons, the executive at Spotify, criticized the two. I wish I had participated in the That's the Show we ought to have started with Meghan and Harry when they left Spotify to negotiate these effing grifters. He made a joke on Friday, June 16th, on the episode of his podcast, saying, "It's one of my best stories, but I have to get drunk one night and tell the story of the Zoom I had with Harry to try and help him with the podcast idea." Simmons proceeded to discuss how Harry failed to contribute any novel concepts. Send this person flying to the sun. He lost it. I've had enough of him. What is his contribution to the table? He merely moans about it and continues to do interviews. About your life, who gives a damn? Even so, you weren't the favored son. You simply sell films and podcasts, and you reside in efficient Montecito. He said that until you talk about the royal family and just criticize them, no one is interested in what you have to say about anything. Daniel E., CEO of Spotify, also alluded to the reason behind the former royal's dismissal. We believed that, as he stated on the BBC, new innovation was required. We reasoned that we could step in and provide an excellent experience that would satisfy customers and open up new business opportunities.